Hey, what's going on? It's G-Ball. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we are going to be taking a look at a group of fixed blades that I would consider in the ultra budget category and still make a great pocketable everyday carry fixed blade. This is your first time stopping by. Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what knives and gear you are carrying on you today. We are going to kick the video off with the Kaiser Phasmids. The Phasmids can be found as low as $40 and comes in D2 with micarta handles. You are going to be looking at a pancake kydex sheath here with a bunch of lashing points, and then you have the small tech lock here. Kaiser does a phenomenal job when it comes to their knife line, but the fixed blade line has basically become its own thing because they are putting out a ton of fixed blades, from micro EDC fixed blades like this all the way up to larger bushcraft and survival fixed blades, and they are using a wide variety of steels. You can also get the Phasmids in an AEBL steel, and they're going to have a wide range of different handle materials and colors you can choose from. Easily a solid choice if you're looking for a budget utility driven EDC fixed blade. The next knife we have here is the Nedfoss Squirrel. This is going to come in right at $36. We are going to be looking at a kydex pancake sheath here, several different lashing points. It does come with a chain and a clip. You can mount that vertically or horizontally. You do have good fit in and out of the sheath. And then we are going to be looking at a black washed D2 blade. And then this has textured G10 handles. This would make a nice hard use budget beater here. And if you want to get a feel for what it's like to carry a fixed blade, some of these will be really good options. Now, there is a unlimited amount of different ways to carry a fixed blade at this point in time. You have all kinds of different clips, all kinds of different mounting solutions and chains. So I will have some of the various scout straps, tech locks, ulti clips, and things of that nature listed down in the comments, deep carry clips, because if one way doesn't work for you particularly well, there is going to be an abundance of different options and ways you can carry that fixed blade to see if you can find something that suits you a little better. If you enjoy knives, EDC, and content like this, make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I release videos like this every single day, and I would love to have you a part of the G-Ball Vision family. The next knife we're going to be taking a look at is coming in from Watchman. It is called the F015. This is going to be an SE knockoff, and I understand that this looks just like that, but there are tons of fixed blades that also look just like the SE or the F015. The Candiro and this knife really resemble each other quite a bit, but one is USA made by SE. This one is Chinese made and $20 from China. It does come with a taco kydex sheath. The fit on this one is okay. It has, it's got enough retention that it's not just going to fall out. We do have a couple of lashing points, a little thumb ramp there. It is cut away nicely so you can get to the handle easily. And then we have a black wash D2 blade. That is going to be a textured blue G10. So for 20 bucks, you can get yourself a little beater. I wouldn't count on having the best fit in the sheath. I have had some that have had good fit in and out, and then some that have been not the best. You can try and rectify that with some heat and some clamps. I have tried that on a few other fixed blades with good success. I'm sure it would be the same case with any other type of kydex like this. You heat it up and clamp it down, and you can get a pretty good fit after that fact. I forget what knives we actually tried that with, but it worked pretty good. This one is okay for 20 bucks. I mean, what can you really say? That is the Watchman F015, and it's going to come in at 22 bucks. Not a bad option for an in the pocket carry. I don't know if it's something I would use as a neck carry, but down in the pocket, I think this would be a solid budget blade that you can really beat on and not worry about what happens to it. If you just want a bare bones EDC fixed blade that you can customize a little bit yourself, I think this would make a pretty damn good option in the ultra budget line. The Holtzman Gorilla neck knife, it comes in just under 30 bucks. It comes with a chain, a clip, and a Taco Kydex sheath. Fit pretty good in and out. You have a click in and out drainage hole. There could be a better thumb ramp here, but for 30 bucks, not going to knock it too much. This one I have carried and used quite a bit. All these I have used, and some I've used more than others. Does come in D2, and then it is skeletonized, so you could make your own handles for this theoretically, or you could wrap it yourself, or if you want something that is very minimal, this would make a really good option. I like this for the fact that it's very thin, and you could fit this in quite a few different places that would be very inconspicuous. So I like having this really thin profile. I mean, look at it. It's maybe, what, 1/8 of an inch thick at its thickest part. And if you want to get some customizing in on your own EDC fixed blade, this might be a pretty good option. And their D2 at Holtzman is really good stuff. I have tested it from their large fixed blades all the way down to these neckers, and it is some really good stuff. There's a lot of testing out there on Holtzman's D2, and it is very solid stuff. That is the Holtzman Gorilla Necker. Here we have another one coming in from Nedfoss. This is called the Raven. Right now it's at $30, and it does come with a pancake Kydex sheath, a drainage hole, and a clip that you can mount horizontal or vertical. It does have good fit in and out. This is one I haven't gotten to carry a ton of. It does come in 14C 28N. I do know that Nedfoss uses real 14C, and they heat treat it well. I know a lot of people who buy and use their knives, and I have used quite a few of them myself in 14C and their D2, and they do a good job. They are trying to make a name for themselves at this current point in time, and I think they are doing a solid job. I would like to see more from them, and, you know, I would like to see a little bit more from them here in the future, and I think they are certainly capable of it. We are looking at a layered and textured G-Mascus handle here, and it does have a ring here on the back, some jimping on the spine. If you're looking for something that's a little bit larger, utility and tactical driven, I think the Raven wouldn't be too bad of a choice. Now, this isn't going to be a hard use fixed blade right here. I mean, you could put this through a little bit of paces because it's in 14C, but you can see how it's a little bit thinner behind the edge, and as it comes out to that point, it is pretty pokey out there. So you wouldn't want to do real crazy stuff with this knife in particular, but it could definitely handle quite a bit. That is the Nedfoss Raven EDC fixed blade. Here we have one coming in from Watchman. This is called the 221 here. And these are going to average between $15 and $20. This one I have used probably more than any of my other Watchman and Brother fixed blades. It comes with a pancake Kydex sheath. You do have a drainage hole there and a small tech lock, tons of lashing points. I would, of course, put just a deep carry clip on here, just a cheap deep carry clip, and throw this in my pocket. I'm not a huge fan of the tech locks, at least not for an EDC. You do have good fit in and out, a good click, a good undercut as well, so you can get a good grip on that handle before you even pull it out of the sheath. And then we are going to be looking at a nice, tall, modified sheep's foot blade with a satin finish coming in 14C 28N. And then we have green micarta here, and I think they have another one with natural micarta. And then it does come with a chain as well. They are contoured. I know Watchman and Brother don't have the best business practices. I know that. But if you're looking for just a El Cheapo EDC fixed blade to beat on or to try out, there are lots of reasons to get an inexpensive, smaller fixed blade like this. And if you don't want to spend a ton of money, but you still want to get your money's worth, Brother and Watchman are not too bad of choices to get your money's worth. Some people have questioned if this is 14C or not, and I don't know anyone who's actually tested it. to see. But I can tell you that if this was D2, I would have had rusting by now. This blade's been beat up and has not been taken care of whatsoever, and I see no rust on it at all. No spots, no nothing. And typically, I don't have a whole lot of it left here that isn't at least coated, because they would typically start to rust and pit. And I would have to think if after a year and a half, 2 years of having this knife, it would have started to rust and pit if it wasn't a good stainless steel. So it leads me to believe that these are 14C and they're just putting them out at ultra crazy prices, because $20, I mean, it is stainless. It is a piece of stainless steel. Is it 14C? I don't know. It seems to act like 14C. It seems pretty tough. It seems very corrosion resistant, and the edge retention is not too shabby at all. And it is easy to hone up. I've stropped this knife up several times, and it has always come back nice and sharp. And it still is buttery sharp there. Buttery sharp, as we say here. So, that's my thoughts there on Watchman. I understand they don't have the best business practices, and I can fully get behind not being interested in picking up their knives, but I can also see someone picking them up because you don't want to spend a ton of money, or you don't have a ton of money to spend. Then, sometimes your options are limited, and you got to go with what's out there. Watchman and brother, you could do much worse. I've shown this knife a couple of times in the past here, at least over the last year, and this company plans on doing more from what I've talked to them about. And this is coming in from a company called Throw Club. It is their compact EDC fixed blade, and these are going to come in under $20. Now they have 3 different sizes of this fixed blade. When I first got this in my hand, they only had just the one. Now they have 3 different ones, so it looks like they are starting to expand, and hopefully we can get a few of them on the channel, and even some different fixed blades all together, just to kind of see how everything stays in line. It does come with a Taco Kydex sheath with the FDE, and then it has a belt loop clip here. Now, you can use this in the pocket. Is it the most ideal? No. But right out of the box, you can clip this down in your pocket and then at some point change it out for one of them cheap deep carry clips. I'll have them down in the description, like I said. And or if you want to just pick up an Alti clip, you can always go that route as well. You have several lashing points. Like I said, $20 for this thing. It's going to be a 420C satin modified Wharncliffe blade. And from what I don't mind this thing. I've had this for, I don't know how long, maybe close to a year I've had this knife, and I like it. For under $20, this is cool. I mean, I have no issues with it. Like I said, a lot of steels that are not actual stainless steels will rust up here, depending, right? Cheaper non-stainless steels up here are going to typically rust in Pennsylvania. We have, pretty high humidity throughout the summer. So, and not that they would lie about it being 420C. I'm not saying that. But this thing came out of the box razor sharp. Comes with a nice Taco Kydex sheath. It's not a pancake sheath, which is something I really appreciate. It just keeps the footprint of the fixed blade a lot shorter, and it's a lot easier to put in the pocket. Now, some people prefer a pancake sheath. It just depends on your preference. You do have more options for lashing, but I've always felt like if you gave me enough on the one side, I had plenty to lash it to a pack and or put something else to put it on a belt or in a pocket. So that's just my 2 cents anyway. But like I said, for under $20, you can get a decent, aesthetically pleasing fixed blade that is a good size, has a good sheath, good fit in and out, has a decent ramp and a good undercut, a good looking blade that will certainly do work, and then a textured G10 handle with the brown non-matching brown and brown combo, which I actually really like. That is Throw Club's EDC fixed blade. Another company that I really like when it comes to fixed blades is Wolf, and this is their W Mini. You can usually pick these up for right around 25 bucks. An ABS plastic taco type sheath. It does have a couple of different lashing points, but it comes with a nice little clip there, and it does come with a chain. Now, the cherry on top is going to be their beautiful D2 here with a Scandi grind. I have tested several of Wolf's fixed blades in D2, from large choppers all the way down to this necker here, and they do an awesome job, especially at 25 bucks. If you're looking for just a no holds barred, cheap EDC, get it done, do it all type of small necker, this is hard to scoff at, in my opinion. This, if you have a little bit larger hand, this will do the trick. It'll fill the hand out nicely. It's some sort of FRN. So they're not, changing the world with the materials on the handle or the sheath, but the blade is where it's at. It's going to get the work done. It's going to do good and strike a ferro rod very easily. Like you can see there, the strikings definitely work on this guy. Multiple ways to carry it right out of the box. You can throw a lanyard on here and throw the chain on this, and you have multiple ways to carry it, and you have an extension there to the handle. If you wanted to go that route, you easily could. Really like what Wolf has done here over the last couple of years. One of my favorite micro EDC fixed blades comes in from Kaiser and D. Sharon. This is the Kaiser Muskrat here. Now, there's like 6 or 8, maybe even more versions of this fixed blade here that come in different steels and handle materials, just like many of the other knives you've seen on the table today. It comes with a taco kydex sheath, a drainage hole, and this belt clip here. Like I said before, that will work in and out of the pocket, but I would change it over to a deep carry clip or an Alti clip. You have a generous thumb ramp here, well thought out from D. Sharon, a great undercut so you can get a good grip on the handle as you pull it out of the sheath. D2 on this particular one, and Kaiser does a good job with their D2. PVD coating, jimping on the spine. You have character to the blade, a nice little flat, runs halfway out, top swedge to the tip. We have textured green G10 handles here, and then we have a spot for a lanyard. I wear an XL glove, and I can get a full grip on this little guy. If you wanted to spread out, a lanyard would be handy, but even still, I can get a full grip on it. My hand does poke out over it, but typically I'm using this with like an index style grip anyway. But this is one of my favorite micro EDC fixed blades to ever come out. D. Sharon absolutely knocked this design out of the park. I think what would be cool is an XL Muskrat. That would also be a really good idea. Let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite fixed blade from today's video? Have you made the leap to carrying an EDC fixed blade on occasion or even daily at this point? I always look forward to hearing from you. Hit that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate it. It helps push the video out there to more people. If you want to continue to see daily knife and EDC content, make sure you're subscribed here to the channel. I would love to have you a part of the G-Ball Vision family. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.